We're here on KSOM, KS95, talking ACGC Wrestling. Lane Rumelhart, head coach for the Chargers. And Coach, how are you feeling coming into a new season?
Feeling great. We say that every day before and after practice. We're feeling great. You got to tell yourself you're feeling great before you can wrestle great.
So what's your attitude, what's your outlook for this team as you come into a new season? You have a lot of guys coming back from last year, including 3 who went to state.
Quality over quantity. We actually had 4 coming back.
4
that made it to state last year. So, our roster's looking like we're about 15 deep, and 5 seniors, 4 returning qualifiers, some guys that have wrestled their whole lives, filling in some other gaps. We like what we have. There's some positives to that. We know that we go down with an injury, we're going to be short a guy here and there, but we also know that guys can really focus in on their weight class, get settled in right away, and hopefully just build off a foundation they set early on.
So who are the 4 coming back that went to state?
Ryder Klein, Angel Martinez, Carter Richter, and Jack Sheeter.
Okay, Jack was the one I had forgotten about. But I mean, all of them are veterans. All of them know what they're doing. Once you go through each one of those 4 guys and your outlook for them coming into this season.
Mm-hmm. So I'll start kind of lowest to highest in weight class. So Ryder, returning from wrestling 144, won a couple matches down at the state tournament last year as a sophomore, coming in as a junior. We kind of know who's in front of him, and we're between a couple weight classes trying to figure out where we're going to go. I expect him to be high on the podium this year, and I think he expects that of himself too, so I'm looking forward to seeing him do that. Other 3 guys are all seniors. Angel Martinez is going to be probably 65, 75, somewhere in there. Angel's got he's been locked in since being at that state tournament last year. He's really improved. He's spent a lot of time working on his craft. I expect Angel to really surprise some people and find himself on that podium as well. Carter and Jack, they're kind of the same story here. They've been down to the state tournament. They've beaten guys in the state tournament. They've beaten guys that have finished ahead of them at the state tournament. I think that's a little fire inside those guys. They're football guys. That's their favorite sport. That's what they love. And then they come into the wrestling season. I know they're a little bummed out by the way that went down. So I think that's actually helping us kind of set our goals to finish the way they want to in the wrestling season. So I'm really excited to see what those guys can do too.
And then a guy like Chase Slaybaugh, who's a senior, I believe, coming back this year. Another guy who's probably motivated to get to state. What do you see from him?
Chase is really motivated. Chase, the thing that tells me Chase is motivated is last year we got off to a slow start. We had to go 38, 32, 26, then down to 20. We're already down to where we need to be fighting weight, about 126 to start out the season. That tells me he's locked in. Chase has a lot of good skills. He's a really quality wrestler, been one for a long time. The kid's hungry for it. I really hope to see him down there and maybe even come away with a medal too.
So after those 5, where else do you feel like you're deep at? Who are some other guys to look for?
Honestly, just about every other spot. We've got experience everywhere. At 113, Gavin Stington's going to be out for a little bit with an injury, but when he comes back, he's a really experienced freshman. He's been wrestling a long time. He's got a lot of skills. Excited what I'm seeing there. We're going to move into 138, 144. That's going to be Ty Ganser, a junior with a lot of experience. Charlie Christensen, a senior who I don't want to say was forgotten about by everybody, not me, but he didn't compete last year because he had a torn ACL. Kid's super talented, did a ton of off-season wrestling, really proud of him. I'm really excited to see what he can do for us. And then Lane Stringer, who was a match away from making state last year as a sophomore, going to come in around Ryder 150, 157 in there. So other than that, we've got Brandon Carlson and Morgan Nolte, who also have a lot of experience filling in, maybe the 75, 90 weight class. I keep using that same word, experience. That's what we got, and I'm really happy and looking forward to using that.
Do you feel like the weights are clearly defined into this season, or is there some that have to work hard to get to where you need them to be?
They're definitely going to have to work hard, some of them, to get to the weight. That's just part of wrestling. The lucky part is we're just spread out enough to fill most of our weight classes. So I think we're going to be a really competitive dual team. I think we're going to surprise some folks with that. We're really looking forward to Nottoway Valley right out of the gate. I love those guys. That coaching staff down there, we get along well, but we also love competing against each other. So that's going to be a good test. They're ranked top 5. We're ranked, top 20, top 15 right now. And then as a tournament team, I'm really hoping we can turn the tables on some of our tournament finishes. I want to win conference. I want to win our district. I want to win some of these tournaments this year. The John J. Harris we finished 3rd at a couple years ago. We need to come back into that 27-28 team tournament and finish top 5 or better again.
Well, Coach, should be an interesting year. I know I'll be at the John Jay. We'll see you. We'll be in touch throughout the year. Best of luck. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Lane Rumelhart, head coach for ACGC Wrestling here on KSOM, KS95.